Oh well, yeah, this like these people who tell me that I'm a hypocrite because I haven't built a no-go zone that I've told them about that they can join, and because I haven't done all the work for them and built everything for them, and I'm not inviting them over, then it can't be done. And I'm a hypocrite because if it could be done, I would have done it already by myself. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, A, like you don't know what I'm doing. B, why the fuck would I invite random people on the internet to my no-go zone and dox myself? Like, what the fuck? And three, like, don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. Like, you think if you're waiting for me to do all the work for you, and you're just sitting there with your thumb up your ass, then I don't want you to live. I don't want you to survive. You're a piece of shit. Like, you're part of the problem. Fucking, you can die with the rest of them. Lazy fuck.
Yeah, those people just have no concept of reality at all.
Well, like, what part of going your own way is you waiting on me to do all the work?
Yeah, it's pretty
They're,
hard to
they're
They probably
understand
socialist
these
think
mentality.
things.
Yeah,
they
it's
probably
not
think you
men going
speaking
their own
Japanese,
way
TFM.
and yeah, no, men going their own way, but then doubling back and like bringing like a lifeline, or like fucking firemen carrying people to their way while they just sit there fucking doing sweet fuck all while you're doing all the work for them.
They don't
Like,
understand it's every man for himself at this point because then
well, it's about
it's yeah.
teaching you to fish. Like,
You're right.
Because not everybody
yeah,
has
like
the same fucking ideas about
yeah,
it.
they want see they want an easy solution. They want someone to solve their problems for them, and you know, sure, if you offer to solve people's problems for them and be responsible for them, they'll vote for you, they'll send you money, they'll all do that things. But then here's the thing about the herd, and when I tell you this, you'll see it happening in nature and reality and history. See, the herd, um, they create. It's almost like you know how tyrants they treat the people like slaves, and then they dispose of them when they've outlived their usefulness, and that's evil. The herd does the same thing but backwards because herd morality is an inversion of master morality. So what the herd does is they create leaders and they prop them up. It's like the Wicker Man. They prop up these leaders to be responsible for them. And then when they've outlived their usefulness, they sacrifice them. They throw them under the bus, they stab them in the back, they pull them down as quickly as they built them up, and they destroy them because that's their role. The herd will elevate you and it will praise you as long as you take care of it and take all the responsibility for them. But then once the herd is done with you, like once the herd fucks up and they need a scapegoat, they're gonna blame you, even though you were doing what they asked you. Like for example,
Hmm.
I can't. You know,
Cut
I don't
off
know. Just
here.
think of all these, like so the you appoint a leader and then you tell the leader to do A, the leader does A. It turns out the leader should have done B, but he listened to you. But it's his fault because he's the leader. So now he has to go. So the whole purpose of these people looking for leaders is they don't want to take responsibility for themselves. But they are. It's like a revert. It's like I don't know what to even describe it as. It's it's the same dynamic of a tyrant and a slave, but the roles are reversed. But the slaves are enslaving the tyrant. They're creating a leader, giving them a kind of authority. But here's the thing: if the herd appointed you to be their leader, your authority comes from the herd. So you can't do anything that's not in the herd's interests. Like you can, but then the herd gets rid of you whenever it's convenient for them. So they're no less psychotic or whatever as a tyrannical dictator who oppresses and abuses his people. But instead of the minority, the one oppressing the majority, it's the majority oppressing the one. But they're doing it under the guise of leadership. They're trying to set up, be our leader, take responsibility for us, do everything for us, and then they can destroy them whenever they deem, as long as they're not responsible. Because it's not that they fucked up. It's that the leader didn't motivate them. He didn't have the political will. He didn't get things
I'm
done.
guessing it's really that the herd is like, you're the leader now, but it's really more you're our slave with some
Well,
power. But if you fuck
you're
up, we can
Yeah,
fuck you
you're
over.
Yeah, you're our scapegoat. Well, we want you to. We'll give you temporary power to take responsibility for us. We'll give you some authority to do our will, but we're going to destroy you when it's convenient for us.
Even if you
When
Yep.
help
when
them,
uh, when
they'll
we need a
still hate you for
scapegoat,
it.
when we need a scapegoat to blame for what the shit we fucked up, we're gonna blame you and we're gonna destroy you.
Yep.
Yep.
But it's just interesting, isn't it interesting? The when you think about it that way, these like what is these democratically elected leaders?
These
They're just
dictators and all that.
yeah, they're like reverse tyrant. They're the symbol of the tyranny of the majority, but they're no more significant than a slave. Like the
Yeah.
slave to some emperor or king who's disposable. Uh, like let's say you're a dictator. You can kill anyone with the flick of your wrist. But you have someone who's very useful to you, and he serves you very loyally, and he's very useful, so you keep him around. But then he fucks up really bad, and so you have him killed. That's the same dynamic as a democratically elected leader. As long as
Yep.
you're serving the interests of the majority, they keep you around. But if you fuck up, you're done. And so
Or if you do
you're
something they
not,
don't like
yeah, you're not really,
what's good for
yeah,
them.
you serve at the whims. In fact, they lionize it as the ultimate authority of the people. So and you have to serve the people and blah blah blah. It's just it's a form of tyranny and it's a form of disposability. It's no different than that of a tyrant. It's just that the numbers are reversed. So if we reject the tyranny of the tyrant, of the dictator, because one man shouldn't be able to dictate to people and control them and throw their lives and hold their lives in his hand, but then 51% should be able to. So instead of the
Well,
1% oppressing the 99%, that's evil. But the 51% oppressing the 49%, that's good. But it's
There's no
not. It's the
incentive to be
same.
the leader.
It's the
but like, well, what is
it's
that?
also the same thing. If you're in the 49% or the 99%, what difference does it make?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like what Mel Gibson said in The Patriot about King George. Why would I trade for one tyrant when I can trade one tyrant for 3,000 tyrants? Yeah,
Yep. That's democracy. That's what the founding fathers were
yeah.
anti-democracy. But
Fucking just a whole fucking bunch of tyrants right over here, and
right. Yep. And they do it for any or no reason. Like it's called the tyranny of the weak. So we've lionized victims. We've given the weak all these rights, and now they have more power than the strong. And what do? They're little tyrants. You know they, and it's even worse. Like there was I don't like C.S. Lewis like his philosophy because he's like a big trad cuck, but he has this really good quote about the how the capricious of the robber baron will sometimes sleep, but those who torment tough at the moral busybodies. You know what? Let me find the quote because I'm fucking butchering it. Let me find the quote.
mm,
It's just the
All
weak
right,
dragging down the strong.
here we go. Here we go. I found it.
exactly.
It
That's why the
goes.
electric.
I will post the.
Yeah,
Let me post the. I'll post the quote and then I'm gonna read it and then we'll go to bed because I'm tired.
I think it's
Here's
something
the
like
quote.
moral busybodies will torment us without end because it
Yeah, yeah.
accords with their
Well,
own conscience.
right. So it goes of all tyrannies, a tyranny sincerely exercised for the good of its victims may be the most oppressive. It would be better to live under robber barons than under omnipotent moral busybodies. The robber baron's cruelty may sometimes sleep. His cupidity may at some point be satiated. But those who torment us for our own good will torment us without end, for they do so with the approval of their own conscience.
Who said
Mm,
that?
C.S. Lewis.
cheeky. See, yeah,
Damn.
Big
Oh
Louie,
man,
that was
that's why.
beautiful.
Yeah, like Robert Kiyosaki, he's a big fraud, but I there's a really good quote from him about life isn't fair. Stop trying to make it fair. No, it's life isn't fair. It's never going to be fair. Stop trying to make it fair.
And
You're
it's not
making
supposed to
unfair to
be
your
fair.
advantage.
Yeah,
Well, no,
it's
but
not,
it doesn't matter because there's no supposed to be in nature. There isn't no ought to. Nature just is. Like there's no such thing as an ugly cloud. or an incorrect cloud or a wrong mountain. Like nature is whatever nature is. There's no good or bad or wrong or ought. So
Yep.
life isn't fair. It's not that it should be fair. It's not. It's just not. It's not. It's never going to be fair. Stop trying to make it fair and make it unfair to your advantage. That's all you can do.
Right.
So Robert Kiyosaki's a massive fraud, but goddamn, that's a good quote.
One thing from him. Maybe. Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland. C.S. Lewis wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh yeah.
I did not know that at all.
Now you know. And knowing is half the
Mhm.
battle.
Definitely.
All right, I'm gonna go to bed. Take care. Have a good night.
Later.
Yeah,
Good night, monkey.
Nice look.
See you, man.
Yeah.
likewise. Night.
Night.